We're walking dogs and talking real estate.
Welcome to segment 2 of commissions. You can catch segment 1 as well as another video, Do I Have to Sign a Buyer's Agent, on my YouTube channel for more on this topic. I'm seeing in Dallas, Texas that sellers right now are paying all or most of the buyer's agent fee. Remember, this is only one of many of the contract terms to negotiate. Why are sellers paying this? Because it's a buyer's market. There are twice as many sellers as there are buyers. Now you ask, again, Nicole, why would I as a seller pay for someone else's agent? Historically, most brokerages were set up with the seller and listing agent negotiating the commission for the service of marketing the home and bringing a buyer. And then the listing agent would offer part of their commission to buyer agents through the MLS to entice more showings to get the home sold. That was the built-in cost of selling your home. What was the problem with this? Well, if you're a real estate agent and you're looking at 2 homes to show a buyer, and one home is offering a 2% buyer agent fee, and another home is offering a 3% buyer agent fee, guess which home would most likely be shown? Which goes directly against the agent's fiduciary duties to their client, by the way, their responsibility to their client. So, as of August 2024, offers of commission cannot be listed on the MLS. Fun fact here, we're going to go off on a tangent. It can be offered on a brokerage's website, on social media, and emails, on email blast marketing, and basically anywhere else on the planet except for the MLS. Now, a lot of brokerages are still set up in the same way where the seller and listing agent negotiate how much they're willing to offer a buyer's agent if that comes up with the buyer when they present an offer. Remember, the seller can pay all of the buyer agent fee or part of it or none of it, and that is paid at closing. If the seller is open to paying part of the buyer agent fee, but the buyer's offer doesn't ask for it, then the seller doesn't pay it. Not all brokerages are set up like this. So some have the seller pay the listing fee to the brokerage, and then the seller just negotiates with the buyer during the offer contract negotiations about any buyer agent fee. Buyers are incurring a lot of fees on this journey, okay? As a buyer, you are paying the earnest money to show that you're serious about buying this home. In Texas, you're paying for the option period to have time to get the home inspected and negotiate repairs with the seller. You pay for the home inspection and any other inspections you deem necessary. Your down payment, the property appraisal, your loan fees, prorated HOA dues, maybe other HOA-related costs, prorated property taxes, etc. Remember, who pays for the buyer agent fee will swing back and forth between buyer and seller depending on what that cycles or that year's activity has been. So when it's a buyer's market, the seller may bear more of this cost to get the home sold. When it's a seller's market, the buyers may bear more of it to win the deal against other buyers. Bottom line, whether you are a buyer or seller, is literally the bottom line. Don't zero in just focusing on one term, but instead take a look at what the overall picture looks like. So take all of the offer terms and your cost responsibilities as they are outlined. Sellers, you'll want to calculate your net sheet, or if you're using an agent, ask them to do it, so you can see if the dollar amount you will walk away with works for you or not. If not, keep negotiating the various terms of the contract. Buyers, take the offer terms, or more likely the seller's counter offer terms, and get with your loan officer if you're financing the transaction. And so you know and understand your one-time costs. What are they? What are your closing costs? What are your monthly costs? And whether this agreement works for you. My gold nugget for you to take away today is this: the number one thing that hinders real estate transactions, number one, are egos. If anyone in the transaction has a mindset of, I'm not paying for XYZ because the other person should pay for it, instead of simply looking at, this is my bottom line profit, or this is my bottom line cost, the deal is already dead.